Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, one number 4 is Ryse, Son of Rome on the Xbox One.
Here we
go. I don't quite understand why people have been as unkind to this as they have. I mean,
people have hated this for months.
They have. I mean, people. I don't understand why people have been as unkind to this. Well, I do, because the biggest problem with it is that it's terribly repetitive. But for the first 3 hours, I mean, I texted you, didn't I? I said, this is fucking wicked.
Yeah.
I said, this is absolutely brilliant. I can't believe how good this is. If they had put this out for a tenner and it was 3 hours long, it would have been up there in the pantheon of the all-time greatest ever launch games. I mean, I started up my Xbox One, my first few games were Battlefield, FIFA, and the Crimson Dragon, which are games that are either from a past generation or upscale. You know, it's not the greatest way to show off the machine. So after being initially underwhelmed, because I mean the machine is confusing and it's confused, and I was just kind of feeling a little bit down on it. Putting this on after about half an hour, I was like, okay, right. I've got a new console. I'm actually genuinely excited about what it's going to be able to do a few months down the line, because it really does look staggering. At first, I mean, one of the first things that happens is that you're in the middle of this siege, and there's hundreds of non-player characters running around. I had to readjust my eyes. There's so much going on. It's almost as if you can't see that much information happening. It's so busy. It looks absolutely amazing. There are mild technical issues still. I mean, like when an achievement pops up, it can freeze the action. It's a bit more forgivable here, just because it's so good looking at points. It's so good looking. But anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's a hack and slash game, a very simple hack and slash game. You've got a parry, a push, a combat roll, and just a hack. And you're just running through these environments, these incredible. I mean, Crytek really are showing off. I mean, there's a bit near the beginning where it just throws you into the jungle, and you're just doing this to try and make the engine look as good as it does. And it's, for the first few hours, the combat's really entertaining. It's really, it works. The parry system works really well. And there's actually a really neat D-pad sort of management system where you manage. So basically, you sword fight people and then you can execute them, and then there's a QT button prompt, which I know people always berate QTs, but when they're done well, I mean, I didn't. It was a long time. It was right before the end, I think, when I finally got fed up of doing them. But anyway, this D-pad system, every time you do an execution, you can either get extra XP, you can get extra damage, extra focus, which enables you to freeze time basically and get some extra hits in, or you can sort of get it to buff your health up. So depending on how you can shape how you want to play, and if you're doing really badly, you can just, every time you execute someone, you get more health, etc. It's so simple, but I really like the sort of Saturday morning dumbness of it. Whenever there was a hint of like political intrigue or something, oh shit, let's stop talking about this. Let's go and fucking kill a load of guys over there.
Good.
And some of the action set pieces are they're incredible. I mean, this is the best looking game. So I have to be honest, I haven't played Forza yet. I hope to have played that before next week. But this is absolutely. I mean, this actually made me. This is one of the main reasons I'm actually not so down on the Xbox One as I thought I was, because it does. I mean, the problem is that it goes on for too long, and by the end of it, you are just like, I can't have a combat. I can't do this simplistic.
I can't have a combat.
I can't engage in combat this simple for this long. But like I said, if it was 3 hours long, this would be getting. At £10, 3 hours long, it would be one of the all-time great launch games, and it looks absolutely incredible. But for those first 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I was absolutely loving it, just because it feels. I never mind buying a new console with a game that's a little bit thin, as long as it shows. Because the Xbox One does such a terrible job of showing that it's a new console. It was left to Ryse, for me anyway, exclusively to do it. And it is fun. It's just that it wears its welcome out, because it just keeps throwing the same shit at you, the same enemies, the same combat. But I would not, if I'd paid £40 for this, or God, what is it, 60 or 50?
Oh God, it's some sort of infinite amount of money.
Yeah. The fact that there's microtransactions is awful, but I got through it without needing.
So you finished the whole game, did you?
Yeah. But
it's quite short, is it?
It's. I was so high on it that I did it almost in one sitting, but I think it was. I don't know. I'd say it's 7 hours, maybe.
Okay.
8.
So not like short.
No, it's not short at all. I mean, but it's. The problem is that it goes on a little bit beyond when it would have sort of started, because it was just starting to wear its welcome out, which is annoying because I really did love it initially. So that's its only problem. I think mechanically it's really sound. It's simple, but it's sound. And if I'd have paid full whack for this, I wouldn't really be that disappointed, because it is. It did give me that kind of sort of butterflies. Like, God, this fucking a new machine, new fucking games coming out, great new stuff. Blah blah blah. It's just it's good. I quite liked it.
Yeah, I think I would as well. I know my good buddy Simon on Video Gamer liked it as well. He like me likes fucking burly dumbass shit. Yeah. And I've spoken many times on this podcast about how I like meat-headed stuff, but more so in games. I think weirdly, I don't really like crap action movies or like shit hair metal or anything like that. But for some reason, a dumbass game with a lot of shouting, hacking limbs off. When it looks like that, I can find time to play that. Yeah. It's why I'm kind of excited to play Killzone. I know I'm not going to love it, but I've seen what it looks like. I know it's fucking heavy and chunky and shouty. I'm well up for playing that as a new launch game, just to make my new box look nice.
Yeah, see, it's an underrated pleasure seeing, You do want. I mean, I'm sure Forza serves the same purpose and is actually, by all accounts, a better game. But for me, this was one of the high points. Of the first week.
There's so much. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but there's so much snark, and it's really been kind of exacerbated around these console launches. I think. I just wonder. I mean, I might come back before I finish this sentence. I might come back and having played Ryse and fucking hate it. So I'm not trying to say it's good or anything. I don't know.
I don't think you will hate it at all.
Yeah, I don't think I will either. But that's not what I'm trying to say. People are wrong. People are right. I'm just always amazed at how it seems like most people who are in this journalism side of this business professionally just seem so unhappy about it all the time. They just don't. They're cynical about the new consoles. They don't want any. It's like, why do you do it? This isn't. I don't get it. Why do you do it? If you can't get pumped about new consoles, you're in the wrong fucking job, as far as I'm concerned. You really are.
This is a very weird case because this has been getting shit for God knows how long, like you said. Yeah. I'd say the ideal, if you bought an Xbox One, say at a midnight launch with a mate, and then you sat there, I imagine playing this with a friend on just being excited about it, because I think it would make a good pass the pad game, because you sit there, take it in turns, but then also because some of the executions are really, really quite grisly, and you just kind of it doesn't give you quite enough scope to make your own kills and sort of use the environment enough. It does a little bit, but not enough. But I like it. I did really, really enjoy it. It's a shame it runs out of steam, but I like you. I don't quite understand why people have kicked off about it so much.